Oh God, how can you see? I can't see. Are you flying from the top one or the bottom one?
I can only see one line now.
What? I've got two lines.
Yeah.
My horizon is split.
No, mine's fine now.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are you into drone racing but you've left the field and thought that was fast, but you know what I need? More speed. Well, stay tuned, because for you insane few out there, today in this box might be your answer. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, what we're checking out, it is a drone we don't see very often. We are having a look at a 4-inch. It's from GepRC. It is the Dolphin, and is this thing just not screaming speed? I mean, when you look at this, there is such a small profile as this thing's going through the air. It's got some decent motors on here with a high KV. This one, I think, is going to get a lot of people excited. So what we're going to do, we're going to stick it on the bench, break it down, look at the text and the specs, and then the fun stuff. We're going to get out of the field, fly it around, and see just how fast can we get this bad boy going. So as a bit of an overview, what this is, let's stick it on the scales. It's a little 4-inch racer from GepRC. I think it's about the $200 mark, and it is coming in at a different class. It's not toothpick, it's not 3-inch, it's also not your big racing 5-inch. What this thing is a small compact 4-inch that is going to offer you some absolutely insane performance. So let's stick it here on the scales. It's coming in at 130 grams, so very, very light there. And I gotta say, when I put the camera angle to max, you can kind of see this thing should be slicing through the air like a samurai. I don't know why it's called the Dolphin, because look, for me, dolphins don't really scream speed, but this definitely does look that way. Moving that to the side, of course, something I love. This one, you can get a bunch of different versions, but mine, it's got a TBS micro little receiver in there, so I'm gonna bind it up to my Tango 2. We're gonna be zooming this thing around. We're going to go through some of the components, starting the outside in, but a big one here is the frame. It's got these tiny little arms, I should say, on here, these little 4-inch arms that are very rigid, especially for the weight, so I think it's going to be fairly robust. We've got some crazy motors on the outside. Oh, and I should show you the props it comes with as well. So we've got these props here, and it's crazy to think we've got some HQ 4x3s, so a 4-inch prop. It's not these that you see every day, so you can see we're going to have an awful lot of thrust coming from these motors, because they are, I think they're 1507s, and the KV is 3200 KV. So very, very quick little motor, especially for a 4-inch. Should be nicely balanced. Towards the middle, we've got a 20 amp ESC, F4 flight controller, all that sort of standard stuff. Our little receiver in there for our TBS antenna, and our little, I think it's a Cadex cam on the front, I believe. I'll put it on the screen anyway. I'm 90% sure that it's a Cadex, and then our little VTX antenna hanger coming out the back. And one thing I want to mention, if we move on and look at the design of the thing, I love it. I love the shape of it, and it's also, not only does it look good, it is practical as well. So you're going to be able to do turtle mode, but this is one of the few quads that's starting to come out nowadays where you have everything protected in this little canopy, and your antennas actually have a place to go. Now, if you get a different version that comes with, say, like a Free Sky antenna or something, you do get a bunch of little spares and some stupid stickers and that sort of stuff. I don't really care for those stickers. I have, you know, stickers coming out the wazoo, but the canopy actually even has some little places where you can shove some of these, like, I don't know what you call these, antenna straws or whatever, in there if you're not using a traditional, if you're using one of those traditional antennas like an XM Plus or something. But of course, because we've got the crossfire antenna underneath this thing, I have no worries about that getting hit by the props. If we talk about the quality of the thing, I know GepRC, they've been in the game for a long time, so at least a few years under their belt. They're making some pretty cool quads, and I honestly can't wait to get this thing flying. I haven't seen the flight footage yet. I've heard a lot of people in my live streams asking about it, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take it out of the field, or rip it around. The pros and the cons before we do. Cons, I'd say it's getting more pricey. There are definitely cheaper quads out there, and then another thing I don't entirely love is it's only got an XT30 on here, so I'm probably going to want to draw down more than 30 amps. I don't know why they put that on there. I'll probably change that out to an XT60. But if we look at the pros, its weight, its shape, it's going to be extremely fast. I love the design, and I should also say I think it's going to be very robust as well. I'm not sure about the tune. That's something we'll test out in the flight. So let's do it. Let's go have some fun. You've seen the little Dolphin from GepRC on the bench, 130 grams, very light. Let's go scream this thing around, show you something different, and try and break some speed records. So let's do it in 3, 2, 1.
Radio out here in the field. Let's do it. The GepRC Dolphin. I've got a few gates set up. The weather is glorious. GT's in the background. We're going to rip it around. I've got the Tango 2 version, find out how it goes. I should say the Crossfire version, find out how it goes, show you some DVR, and also hand it over to the grumpy bugger himself and see what he thinks about it, because it's been a long time since we've flown Forest. So let's have some fun in 3, 2, 1, whoop! Radio, here we go, and there's two things we're going to talk about. Yuck, look at that FPV camera, look at the noise we've got coming through here, or that interference. I'm not too sure what that was. We are definitely going to address that, and luckily we were able to test this on a totally separate Dolphin. We had another one that we have towards the end of the video, you'll see as well, and I got to say the video cleared up. So I just probably got unlucky with the reviewer's curse, a one-off that this video, I'm not too sure why it was, I guess, performing like this, but let's talk about the performance of this craft. This thing is a 4-inch, and you watch, when you blip the throttle, it is just going to rocket up to the sky. It is insane. I mean, look at that, a little punch of the throttle, and look how high we are. It is just floating up to the moon, so in some insane speeds here. The power to weight that you get from this craft and the amount of thrust that it makes from its 4-inch props with its tiny form factor, it is just going to be slicing through the air, disappearing into the stratosphere. And I got to say, this really isn't a beginner's drone. This is just made for those people who want some insanity speed. They like to go fast and want something that has handles like it's a knife edge or a razor, and it is just a joy to fly. And unfortunately with mine, I wanted to push it more, but of course the camera, that was the one where it let me down. So flying around, it was a little bit tricky because we had all that noise, all that interference, and I'm not too sure what was causing that actually. And I'm happy to say that was one part we had where Trevor and I were a bit, I guess, unhappy with it, but we could test out the other one when we got back home, and I'm happy to report that that wasn't the case in the other Dolphin that I had as well. So as soon as I fired up the other Dolphin, the video issue wasn't there. So I don't know if I just got unlucky with a one-off or if it was some environmental factors. I'm not 100% sure, but overall the drone, I got to say the performance is off the chain, 10 out of 10, an extreme rocket that I think a lot of people are going to have fun with. But don't get this thing thinking you're going to be a beginner, because it has too much power. It is too fast. You're going to need a big space to fly this around as well, because it is, even though it's extremely nimble, it can get out of hand very, very quickly. If you raise that throttle up, it is just going to absolutely disappear. But what we should do, let's head over to Grumpy Trev, see what he thinks about the GepRC Dolphin as well. Rightio GT, now this is the GepRC Dolphin. It's a 4-inch. You just asked me what I was flying because you could see it in the goggles because you had a quick squiz, and we were getting some terrible, I don't even know what you call that, because it wasn't noise and it was like a big band halfway across, and I'm not sure if it's PAL, NTSC, or there seems to be some sort of problem anyway with the camera. But what were your impressions in the craft in the air, and your impressions on the camera, I guess?
Well, it's surprised how fast it went. It looked really snappy. It was quick. Well made. Have a look how well that's put together.
Yeah, what did you think about the camera?
Camera was
Okay.
There's these white lines.
Hopefully it comes up in the DVR as well.
It was like banding, and yeah, they didn't move. They just stayed there. And when you did a flip, it was really hard to see how you get the orientation back, because you had sort of like two horizons.
Yeah. All right, you're going to be forgiven if you crash this one, or if you don't want to go through some gates. Feel free just to putter it around, punch it in the air. But yeah, I did find it a little bit disorientating, would be a great word to describe it, on the camera. Made it difficult to fly. But we're going to put a pack on and see what you think. You ready to do it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Trevor, talk to me. What are you seeing on the screen?
Actually, the lines have stopped. I got one top and bottom now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, it was jumping all over the place. I was a bit worried. So we tried to change the bands and the channels and the power levels. So look, I just want you to you don't have to take it easy, but I want you to fly extra safe, because who knows how this thing is going to go.
All right, so we're ready to go?
Yeah, we are. Pitch forward a little bit. Are you up the right way?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. You're good to take off now. Pitch forward, pitch forward. There you go.
Oh no, the lines are back again. Oh, yes they are. No, they're not. Oh, that's not too bad. Now the lines are just top and bottom, but it's still pretty crap.
Still freaking me out, man. Careful, you don't want to get near the house, please.
Actually, it's better than what.
Better than when I had it.
Yeah, a lot better.
Because you can actually see these lines are
Oh,
stabilising.
geez, what was that noise?
What noise?
Sounded like it hit something. Oh no, it's still going. Oh no, it was a.
Talk to me.
Well,
what's it like camera-wise?
Camera-wise, it's absolutely full.
Okay, what's it like speed-wise?
It's a rocket.
Oscillation-wise?
Look, I've flown quite a few 4-inches back in the day, right?
Yep.
This is the best 4-inch I've ever flown.
Okay. I in terms of handling.
Yeah, handling. It's fast. It's it's look really responsive. I love it. It's nice, but the camera is only downfall.
Isn't it? It's really letting it down, isn't it? Oh, you got triple lines. Oh God, how can you see? I can't see. Are you flying from the top one or the bottom one?
I can only see one line now.
What? I got 2 lines.
Yeah.
My horizon is split.
No, mine's fine now.
Oh God.
Yeah. Look, it's really cool.
So yours is good now?
Yeah.
Man, I can't see a single thing. I don't know how you're doing this. It's ridiculous.
Just the piloting skills.
All right.
Look,
okay. Talk to me, Trevor, because that's disorientating me.
It is really, really nice to fly. It's got plenty of punch. I love this.
What happened?
I got a glitch in the just as I was doing a turn around the tree. The video glitched, but it's back again now, so that's all right. Well, I'm not going to go. I'll keep away from the trees now.
Yep.
Oh no, this camera. Look, as good as this quad is, I cannot see why anyone wouldn't check that this before they send it to us.
Yep. I do actually have another one at home that I will check once we get home. I'll open it up and we'll find out if we're getting the same issue.
Yeah, because the camera
makes it unflyable, mate. I feel like you can't fly it like that.
Look, when you get how it is at the moment, it's pretty good. The camera is actually quite good, except when those lights come up and it's. Okay. I really hope this comes up in the DVR because it's.
Yeah, I agree. Because if you can't see it, it's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, okay, but besides the camera, what do you think about the quad?
Well,
besides the rest of it?
It flies really well. For a 4-inch, I'm very impressed.
Man, I would almost say for any inch, it's a little screamer.
Yeah.
All right, so performance out of 10, camera excluded because we know the camera's terrible.
I'll give this a 9 out of 10.
Okay, and what about value for money? I think it's around the $180 mark. I could be wrong. I'll put it on the screen.
Oh, look, I really do think if this camera might be a one-off, hopefully it is. That's pretty good value for money for what it is. It does scream. It really does. I really enjoy flying this.
Too easy. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you bring it in. It's a bummer about the camera. We'll have to see what it's like in the rest of the review once we go back.
But at least it does fly well.
All right. Thanks, mate. Maybe we'll have to change the camera out of the VTX. I reckon it's the camera, actually.
Yep.
Because,
so do I.
We changed the VTX power. Oh, who knows? It's somewhere in that FPV pod anyway. You want me to press disarm or you got it?
Got it.
Nice landing. Even though I did freak and flinch a little bit. Oh. What a shame, hey? What a shame.
I got to admit, I was really ready to pay out on this thing and swear a lot, make Stu do lots of editing, but.
Whoa. Hold up there, old man. What do you mean you were going to do lots of swearing? You did. I did have to do lots of editing thanks to all your bleep words you were dropping in there. And I don't know. I don't think I could fly that with that camera like that.
No, it's pretty crazy.
My goggles might have shown a different DVR than yours too, though. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because when at one point you said, "Oh, I can see," and I couldn't see at all.
Yeah, it did glitch a couple of times though, which might come out in the DVR.
Not reliable, but
no.
yeah. I liked how it's crossfire though.
But it's nice little compact. I just love how small and how well they put that together.
Yep, it is.
Very impressed.
All right, nice. Thanks, mate.
Radio, there it is. There's my review of the GepRC Dolphin, and overall my entire review, it comes down to this. What we've got a second one here that we're going to be doing a bit of giveaway in my live stream. If you haven't seen that, little card should pop up there. The giveaway form's down below. Go check that out. But I love everything about this drone except the camera. I don't know what was going on. You guys saw the DVR, so we're going to open this up and we're going to find out, do I get the same DVR replicated in this one, and if or the same footage, and if that is the case, well then I'm going to say give this one a bit of a miss. But if the camera is clear in this one, then absolutely go for it, because that was the only thing holding this little drone back, was the fact that me and Trev, there's some good knife etiquette there, me and Trev couldn't get a nice clear picture. I have no idea what was going on with those lines, whether it was external interference, whether there was something wrong with the drone itself. So let's do it. Turn this one on and find out exactly if that's going to be replicated. So let's do this here and plug this in. Turn my goggles on. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it was just a one-off, that it was bad, because let me see if we can scan through. Oh, I saw a picture. And boom, that's happy news. It is all good days because the GepRC Dolphin, I'm happy to recommend. It looks like I got unlucky with a one-off for this review, one unit that we took out, flew it around. Sometimes that happens. Being a reviewer, you got the reviewer's curse, but I've got a backup one here. The camera works perfectly. So overall, I'm going to say if you want to get this drone, it is going to be an absolute scream. You're going to be able to rip around in both tight places. It's very maneuverable and it has speed to boot. So anyway, I'd love to know what do you guys think about it. What do you think about 4-inch? Because it's not every day we get a 4-inch. I'm very happy we got a TBS version. Nice little compact form, all that sort of stuff. So overall, I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. Anyway, other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying. And go watch my live streams too, which should be coming out. Make sure you click that little reminder because, yeah, we're going to have one of these up for giveaways. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying.